Hey, howdy, happy day. I was watching television last night and Donald Trump was on, and you know what, I miss him. I kind of forgot about how much I miss him. A couple of years ago, though, I was getting tired of it all. I felt like I was in a battle every day, all this noise and screaming and all this excitement. And anyway, it was kind of nice and relaxing after he was no longer the president. Now, all of a sudden, though, I'm kind of getting revved up again. When I watched him on television, I said, hey, he's still talking the same stuff. He's talking about the swamp, and we got to clean the swamp out. And he's right. The swamp is fuller than ever with bad people and bad stuff that's going on. Anyway, I thought it was kind of interesting to watch him back in action and be interesting to see what happens. And shockingly, I saw a stat that said 69% of all Americans want him to run again. I've heard different numbers and different things, but that seems to be the most consistent, and I was quite surprised at that. So that's kind of a raw, hey. Capitalism is a social system based on the recognition of individual rights, and the Democrats and the liberals in all countries, they don't know that, right? That's what it's about. Capitalism is the system of political freedom, and under capitalism, the state is separate from production and trade, and there's more to it than that. Of course, there's rights, personal rights, freedom. I have the right to be me, and I have the right to defend my family, and I have the right to do this. You do not have the right to come in and tell me I don't have a right, right? Disney, they don't know about that. I mean, Walt Disney was a capitalist Republican Party member, and he built a wonderful company, and now the crazy people are there. They don't even know who their customers are anymore. It's all about queers and steers, right? And what about us? I mean, I was there recently, and I won't go back. I mean, wow, it is really weird. I mean, they're changing the gender names of all the characters, and it's not normal now to be a man or a woman or have a family. And that's kind of the underpinnings of liberalism anyway, is to destroy the family, to destroy your values, so then we can, in fact, control you. And that they're part of that, and they shouldn't be political. They were put here to entertain us and be quiet and look after your stockholders because they have money invested in your company. So do the right thing and know who your market is. Your market isn't a transgender market. It truly isn't, because there's not many of them. You'd think that everybody is when you look around, watch CNN. By the way, CNN, I don't trust what they say. The only person I trust on CNN is a weatherman, and he's suspect. Hey, just saying. Prince Harry, go to England, move back, take your wife with you. You become a mouthpiece for Meghan Markle, right? She's a left-wing whack, and now you're talking about things that she's telling you to say because you have the profile, right? And you don't like the Supreme Court, you don't like guns, you don't like anything that normal Americans like. People in North America, you're just another left-wing person. And go home, take the people from Disneyland with you too. That'd be good. Here's a biological male talking about these people. Think first, before I go into this, about gun owners. There's a lot of gun owners, right? Many of them. And if one gun owner does a bad thing and shoots people or something, they want to get rid of all gun people. You kind of got the preamble there. Now let's go over to a biological male person. He was convicted of making child torture pornography with his 7-year-old daughter and transgender roommates. This guy also is a transgender. So going back to that first preamble thing, now what? Should we get rid of all transgenders and not talk about them anymore unless we say bad things? It won't happen because the left still thinks that it's okay to be a transgender. This crazy guy was sentenced to 25 years in prison. Human trafficking, aggravated sexual assault, conspiracy, endangering the welfare of a child. This little girl was tortured by her father and his pedophile, porn ring people, right? What a horrible story. Put him in jail. I hope he's out with the men. I don't think he will be. Transgender, I'm sure he'll identify as a woman and he'll be safe, right? He needs to go out with the men. All the men who, while they might be bad guys and convicts and so on, they have mothers, they have sisters, they have daughters, a lot of them. Good luck to this guy. This is, it just makes my skin crawl. Okay, Canada. Special interest groups, Indians. They recently got another $40 billion from the Canadian government. They say, hey, you know what? More than half of all of the children in the foster care system are Indian, so it must be our fault, so here's some more money. We've been paying for them all of these years, and here's some more money for what? What are you going to do with it? Make it better? I mean, if you want to make it better, isn't that kind of the government? You give them money to make it better, will they get better? They're not the government. Will they do something on the reserve? Maybe. It hasn't worked so far. So how do you fix it? I don't have the answer on this particular thing, but I do know it's not by giving more money and more money all of the time. Government saying, hey, we didn't give you enough in the first place, so here's more. Because we, discriminated against you, and the reserved child welfare services were poorly done, and blah blah blah. I don't like that one bit. I mean, I do like the idea of helping the children. They're our most important resource. You want them helped. I get it. Is this the way to do it? It isn't. Lastly, almost $50 million has been given the Indians in on the left coast in Canada. It's to bring high-speed internet. Okay, I mean, we pay for that. Who pays for mine? Oh, I do. I know I do. So I'm paying for everybody's. I mean, come on, you guys. We all have jobs. We all work. Why does everybody keep paying for other things? Everybody? Oh, it's just a little select group. And that would be me and maybe you. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what nationality you are. Nobody does, I don't think. That racism, the only one that's a racist today is the governments and the people in it. People are fine. I didn't know I was a racist until the government told me, and I'm not. But all of this special interest group stuff, and they keep getting more, and then other people like us, we're paying more for gas and we're suffering, blah, blah, blah. You get it. Okay, solution. I'm solution driven. What is it? Well, firstly, the left looks to, undermine everything that you have. They get into, they want to wreck the family, base, your family values, and then they kind of expand from there. So we need to get rid of the left, obviously. So to do that, you have to go out and you have to work with what's right, and you have to help put people in places where they can eventually be in places of power, and then monitor them and give them a smack every now and again and make sure they don't let power wreck them. Because you know what they say, hey, people go to Washington, D.C. to change Washington, and when they get there, Washington, D.C. changes them. And the same applies with Ottawa and Canada and London and England and so on. Hey, y'all come back. But I think there's hope with the right. There's no hope with the left. They're hopeless. See ya.